Hello tech tubers. Making money on YouTube happens much more when you get to be a bigger channel, but how do you start out and start to make money almost right away with your YouTube channel? There really is no reason you can't start to make money almost on day one. And I'm a firm believer in this is how you approach YouTube that really starts off the process of making money. And I think one of the things that creators do is they don't value themselves. Even though they're just starting out, they don't really have an audience. You do have to value yourself. And one of the ways that I started to value myself right away, and this isn't one of the 8 tips, I'll get to those, but one of the ways that I did that with all of my channels that I've started on YouTube is to create a partner website or some kind of way to put out proposals and to show demographic information for people. And it's just a little bit more of a professional way. And that means that lots of the companies will approach you in a little bit more of a professional way. Now you can see this on our existing Automate Your Life website, and you can see how I've displayed that. We're working on a media kit that I think will be a huge benefit at kind of that next level. So either way, I think one of the most important things for you to do before you go out and try to make money from any of these sources is really to have a look at what you can display for demographics and information and your goals, and have a look at what we have on automatelife.net, and I think you'll learn a lot. So let's go through the 8 different ways on YouTube that you can start to generate some money to support this either hobby or project that you're working on. Now, stay to the end of each of the tips because I'm going to give you kind of that pro tip that will help you just a little more with this revenue source. The first one is YouTube Adsense, or the YouTube ads, and this isn't going to happen for you as a YouTuber until you get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a year, and then you have to apply and you have to wait for Google to come back and say, here you go, you've been monetized. So it's a long period of time, but something you can do, and is more the tip, is again, if you have a website or you have somewhere else that you can display Google ads, you can start generating revenue right away. And one of the ways I did that with Automate Your Life is once I had a few people that were coming to the channel very regularly, and that's one of the key critical pieces for lots of these. You have to have people coming regularly to see your content and wanting to see you. Once you have that, I created forums, for example, and that brought people back on a regular basis to those forums. They just came to talk, and it started to generate just a little bit of Google AdSense revenue. Those forum boards also helped us with number 2, which is affiliate links. Now, affiliate links can be one of the most powerful things for any tech YouTuber because we're often looking at new technology or technology that is there for sale. And when you're looking at that or you're working with those products, putting up affiliate links is a really easy way to have people click on them and then go get money. So if you don't know what an affiliate link is, it's you put a link, a specialized type of link, on your description, on your website, on your comments, and you say, hey, if you click this, I might get a little bit of money. You have to disclaim that, so you have to look at some of the terms and conditions and the way people like myself do this. And then once somebody clicks on that, they go and they purchase, really, it's any product at that point, you're going to get a small cut of the revenue. Now, this can be really, really powerful because they don't necessarily have to buy what you told them to go and buy or what you recommended. They can buy anything. And the pro tip here is don't just look at Amazon affiliates. You can look at Amazon affiliates, and you should right off the bat or as quickly as you can. But then you can also look at services, VigLink or VigLink. I'm not sure how to say it. I use that service to get lots of different vendors into my affiliate marketing. And then you can also see when you start to work with the odd brand, you can actually see that lots of them have their own affiliate programs. Sponsorships and brand collaborations will be something a little bit difficult for you to acquire right out of the gates. And don't get me wrong, you're going to probably have to take on a few products initially just for free, and even in lots of cases you might have to go buy those products. But as you start working with products in a specific way, then companies will approach you to either send them to you for free or to ask you what your pricing is. And again, that approach, your professional approach to the entire market or the entire way that you approach YouTube is really important there. At this point, within the channels that I work with, we don't get emails that say we'd like to send you a product for free. That doesn't happen very often anymore. What they usually come with is, what is your current pricing model, or what is the price of a review, or whatever we're going to look at doing with them. They don't approach me by saying, we'd like to give you a product for free. Here, can you do a review for me? And that used to happen early on and will happen to you again. Sometimes you're going to have to take these things on. But in general, just your approach will start to trend it that way. And kind of the pro tip I have for you here is, don't think you're too big or too good to work with any of these brands. Pick the products you want to work with. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying work with anyone, but when you get an email from someone who lives in China, speaks one of their native languages, sometimes it's really hard to understand them, and sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to get through that language barrier, but they are no less competent than you or I, and sometimes their products are just as good as the things that we have either here in North America or Europe or wherever you're from. So don't think that those types of companies aren't good enough to work with for yourself. And I even still, personally, I still continue to work with brands like that, because oftentimes they do have a lot to offer and they do have marketing budgets that you can start to draw from. Patreon is a really interesting website for a lot of creators, and this can really help you get a steady revenue stream, and that's really important as you go later and you want to change your life. It's important to have steady revenue streams. So Patreon can become that, because people will join and they will basically donate to you on a regular basis, actually a monthly basis. Now, you can set different thresholds, you can offer people additional benefits or perks, and I do that with my own Patreon for Automate Your Life at this point. And whenever I advise someone on how to start this up, one of the things I recommend is, let's get a few of your friends in there initially and then announce that to your subscribers. The other thing to really do is, every once in a while, show your patrons on your channel on videos you think are going to do relatively well. Maybe talk about them. Don't bore people. Don't take an hour to get through this, but go ahead and kind of show their names and say who they are and say thank you. And you will oftentimes, through including a link at that point, get people to go and sign up at Patreon with you. Number 5 is the sale of actual products. Now, I'm not talking about affiliate links anymore. This is your own product. And unless you're incredibly gifted or so much more gifted than I am, then you probably don't have your own tech product to sell right now. That's not the point here. One thing that you can do that is really, really simple, I think, is to actually go out and create an ebook. Now, one of the ways that I have generated just a little bit of revenue and that I can show people, here's a product that might suit you in regards to something in my space, is that ebook. So make sure it's within your niche, make sure it's something that some of your subscribers might find really useful, and if it can play off your existing content, that's really powerful as well. But you can go ahead and sell just an ebook on a regular basis, actually, if you continue to market it. And if you want to go to that next level, go ahead and put together a course. And this is just another way of slicing your content, another way of generating just a little bit of additional content and creating something that's in a different package in a different marketplace for people. Number 6 is to actually sell your space. And this is really interesting to me and something I've been doing just for a little while here, but I could have taken advantage of this much earlier, and I wish I would have actually. Selling your space, and what I mean by that is, when you're on camera, whatever is behind you, so you can see my stuff back here, and I'll hit my microphone, but there's some stuff back there. Now on TechTubers over time here, I will probably sell that space to companies that want to work with me. Start showing products that you like, and then as you work with brands, you're going to hear me say this a couple times right in a row here, as you work with brands, think about how you could pitch this to them and sell them a timeline within that space. On, again, Automate Your Life, when I have my desk in front of me, that becomes a great way for me to showcase different products. You could do a very similar thing or put shelves in the background and kind of hang products or put products there that you're passionate about, and then sell that space a little bit at a time. Pre-roll ads can be a really interesting one for people. Some people really hate them, some people don't, but I've been able to manage integration of pre-roll advertisements into my channel without a major impact to viewership or watch time. And I think you can really do this if you have that kind of professional approach to what you're doing. Number one, I don't think you want to be selling things that you really don't enjoy or don't think your audience will want to have a look at. So you kind of got to watch that. Number two, I think you have to do it in a way that complements your content already. So don't necessarily go out there and get a broomstick as an advertisement for your tech channel about photography. I think in general you want it to kind of align with your niche that you're within. Now, one of the ways that I actually get a value, and this is probably one of the most powerful ways to get companies on board with your rates, is that socialbluebook.com. So I went there, I signed up, and now I'm able to basically give them a price for a pre-rolled or a pre-roll advertisement or a partial review or just partially being featured on a certain video, or like a full review, a full video about their product or service. I can give them prices, and that's a really useful tool, especially starting out for you, to kind of stick that value for your own content, for your own channel, in your own mind. This one's a bit different. Now, this is not necessarily going to be something you do that goes onto your channel, but you can actually sell your services. See, as a creator and as you develop your own style and your own level of quality, you will run into brands that will want to work with you in a couple of different ways. And once you've successfully worked with them, and this kind of holds true for the pre-roll ads as well, once you've successfully worked with them, you can broach this. Like, lots of these companies are manufacturers or they're vendors, and they're just trying to sell a product. They're not often really good marketing companies, especially with the way tech in general has gone to many small companies and then a few really huge companies. So what you can actually do is pitch, I will create video content for you for either helping them with their product or getting support type of videos out online. So you can actually create those for them. They can put them on their channel, or you can put them unlisted and then they can embed them in their channel. You have lots of different options there for creating content. Now, my tip for you is don't, again, undervalue yourself. This has nothing to do with the size of your channel or the size of your audience. This is with your quality as a creator. Now, I often at least charge $100 per edited minute of footage, and I will give an estimate for that, and then I will say, okay, but if we're going well over because you've added something to the project, we are adding to the cost, and you have to agree to that up front. Now, some of this, you're just going to have to work through these people, but oftentimes they'll be looking for help with video content, and you are in a very good place to offer that to them, especially once you've worked with them. That is my 8 tips for making revenue on YouTube as a small creator. You don't have to be a big creator to get a lot of those different revenue sources. So I hope this has helped. I want to make sure you're about to join TechTubers here, and this has been really fun for me. This is just one of my first videos that I'm recording for TechTubers, and I'm really excited to see the response of my community and to have you guys join us on TechTubers. So thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time.